Okay, I'm here, so I guess it's very early in Delhi. Let's see if people show up. Because the idea today was to not get that late here. And it'll be a little early for Delhi, but agar I start late, then mere liye kafi late ho jata hai. So today I'm giving priority to myself. Right? Cool. I see people joining in. Spencer, hello. How are you? Okay. Hello to everybody who's coming on. So come on board and stick around. You can ask me any question that you think pertains to me that I can answer for you, and I will answer. I hope you can hear me clearly and all that. I guess so. That is happening. Okay, I get a question. When are you producing a new Hindi song? Never. Thankfully. No offense, Mr. TNT, you are a good writer, but I have no time, honestly, and no inclination also, to be honest, right now. I'm more into funk and all of that, so it's more instrumental music. Bollywood, I'm not the right person for Bollywood, although I run a label called Bollywood Sounds, but I'm not in the stream of producing mainstream stuff anymore in Bollywood, but our loops do really well. So yes. Suraj, you have a choice of very worthy producers. I'm definitely not into producing external artists right now at the moment, but you have a lot of choices. I'm sure you'll find a lot of people from Beatfactory as students who will be happy to produce with you. So Sumit, if you're in Delhi and you want to learn production, of course, where will you go? Pop quiz. The Beatfactory Academy. So look us up. It's Beatfactory Delhi, and you can join us. Okay. Planning to make any new with your old artists like Bhanu and all, and Shell and all. Shell did contact me actually recently, and he wanted to work with me, but unfortunately, because of the time, I have taken so many things, as you can see, and you see my posts on Facebook, especially people who follow me. That I just don't have time. Even my personal life has diminished. There's not much I can do because I'm really into building a lot of things in a few companies that I'm trying to build. So it takes work. It doesn't happen on its own. It takes a lot of work to make all of this happen. In spite of a very big team and a very awesome team who do really well with Beatfactory, with beat skills and everything, we still I still require, to take care of a lot of things, so especially plugin development and some hardware stuff that we're doing now. So no time for that. Thank you, Vivek. Slam Pro it definitely is amazing, and thank you for your response. It's a very consistent response we get about Slam Pro, is that some people say, what is the magic you put in there? Even for Valvest, a lot of people from the whole world are like, it's special. Especially Goliath, we've been launched together. That's also people really, really love it. So we've been fortunate. Because we already have a kind of mastering course called the Pro Audio Engineering course, which includes that. And now Delhi and Mumbai both have tons of outboard gear. So we've got lots of analog gear in Delhi and Bombay. So we teach mastering on analog and digital, and how they work or how you can work with both together. So it's already there in Beatfactory Delhi. I suggest you speak with Ash from Beatfactory Delhi if you're Delhi, or speak with Akshay from Mumbai, and they will hook you up with those mastering courses, of course. And thank you for all the likes and all the hearts and stuff like that. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Amitabh. I can see your text. I cannot see you, but thank you so much for appreciating my being here. Okay. Oh, Amit is featured on the website. I was just updating the website, and for some reason, I lost one testimonial and one staff profile. So he's going to be up pretty soon. I was dabbling it with myself, and then I make mistakes. So that is why I should let other people do this updating and stuff. But some cases I get very aggressive and I do it. So that's why it's a mistake. It's not like he's not there. He's definitely there in Bombay and he's teaching. It's just that I made a mistake on the website, and he will be on there. very soon. Can you tell us about the scope of electronic dance music in India, or about Indian students learning from your institute? Where are they heading? See, everybody heads in various different directions. There's no fixed spot where everybody doesn't want the same thing, right? So some people want to make their own tracks and have nothing to do with Indian music at all. There's some people who only want to do Bollywood, and they do so. They go to Bombay and they start working on their stuff. And then there are people who get into rap or Punjabi music and stuff, and they go that distance. Some people like me become entrepreneurs. So it's a lot of different. There's no fixed path, and so you're saying it's like you're an artist. Where are you headed? Everybody has different tastes. Everybody doesn't want to do electronic dance music. Everybody doesn't want to do Bollywood. So it depends on people themselves what they want to do. The knowledge or whatever we teach is basically consistent, right? I mean, audio is audio. Whether you put a Hindi song through a processor or you put an English song through a processor, how does it matter? Even if in dance music or whatever, stylistically, yes, all styles are different, but they do have common core things as chords, and music theory is applicable to everything. So whatever we teach is applicable to various styles of music, and some of it is very genre specific also that we teach. So once you visit Beatfactory or see our courses, you'll get a very clear idea of what it is about. That's what it is, frankly. Okay. Sumit, we have the digital audio workstation course, which is just the first basic course. The Platinum Producer course, basically our flagship course, is a course for basic stuff, but growing on to a professional level. So if you want to go on to professional level, but start basic, the Platinum Producer is the most valid course because it covers everything. Otherwise, I think the small modules are more for people who want to do very specific things like just sound design or just learn a particular DAW. But in the production course that we have, the Platinum Producer, we also have a bit of music theory. We have arrangements and stuff like that. So it covers everything for beginners or people who have dabbled a little bit in it. And then we have pro courses at Beatfactory also, so you can check them out. Best thing is to visit the website. मैं खुद इतनी detail में कैसे बता सकता हूँ जबकि all that data is there on the website. And then I suggest you visit us if you are in Delhi or in Bombay, because being front to front with one of our faculty or just being there and the management, they will be able to very clearly explain what's going on. And you can see, you can talk to students. So it's not just me you speak with. You can get to speak with everybody who's going to teach you and be there. Okay. I'll come back to that question. Surya, we are soon starting the DJing course in Delhi. It's not up yet, but it will be up in a couple of. It's not up in Delhi yet. Sometimes we are out of sync because we have to prepare the faculty. We have to prepare certain things which work out in a particular branch because they're two individual schools, although they have a similar curriculum, but everything has to be consistent, and that takes time. So wherever we are prepared before is where we launch a course. Okay. Coming back to, can you tell us about the scope of electronic dance music in India now? Well, if you look at the success of people like Sartek and Kirano from Beatfactory itself, you've seen that really didn't matter whether they were Indian or whatever, and they cross borders. So I say, why do you look at only the scope of electronic dance music in India? Why don't you look at dance music globally? People in France look at dance music globally. They don't just think about France, or they don't think about India. And people in Amsterdam don't think about just Amsterdam. They think about the US or other places in the world. So electronic music is basically a global phenomenon. Restricting it to India is like saying it's a very weird thing. It's like electricity should only be in one country because that country invented it. So it's not like that. And Bollywood also is no longer just limited to India, right? I mean, people are using the influence, and I mean, my things were used in Selena Gomez's track, the Indian stuff, and it's an international hit. So nothing is very pertaining to specific countries anymore. It's just depends on what flavoring you want to do with what. But electronic dance music, especially if you're talking about EDM and stuff, well, it's been around a long time now, and it's globally more prevalent than it is just India. But there is an audience to appreciate in India. But if you see one thing, I'll tell you from one point of view. When you get acclaim from outside, even in my case, if you see, when I got more acclaim from Hollywood and stuff, and being in the United States and succeeding here, people in India also looked at me even more like, okay, this guy's accomplished something for some reason. Although I was doing many things in India, but suddenly that global eye, when you're globally accomplished, people look at you. So I suggest you look at everything in a more global perspective. I hope that makes sense. Arijit says, okay, Spencer, that's cool. If you're a rapper, you should pursue that for sure. Coming to Delhi, love your masterclass. Okay, I am coming to Delhi. So I'm coming to Delhi on June 11th. so you can spread the word. So I will be there for a couple of months in Delhi this time. I have a lot of work to do with Beatfactory. We're also expanding, and that's the reason I must be there. But I'm not doing one masterclass. I'm going to do this time extreme amount of free masterclasses and workshops. So you can at least expect 2 to 3 minimum free workshops from me on different topics and stuff. So they're all going to be free, and you can come and attend it. That's cool. Arijit says you're a great musician. Not so much actually. As well as businessman, both I'm very average, but a perfect example, exactly one what you do. Oh, thank you. Not really. I mean, it's everybody's different, has a different path. If you're just a musician and not that good an entrepreneur, that's fine too. But having a little bit of entrepreneurial seed is good, because that helps you think more. Because the music market is so populated. It's so densely occupied with people that it's the same thing. कोई भी अगर आप परचून की दुकान खोलते हो और 5 परचून की दुकान खुल जाती है घर के पास, तो your business will be affected. So you have to start thinking, whether you were doing music or anything, it's the same thing. So when I started out, it was not that crowded. It was easier for me to get in, honestly. But I think they considered me good also. So I was one of the few people handling all of that work in India. But then that soon changed because so many people came in, and then I had to think. So that's how it is. Just being an artist is a good thing, and you should focus definitely on your artistry. But being open to opportunities, I would say that is the good thing to have. Whether you're a good businessman or not does not matter. But if you're open or not very stringent, nahi, main to sirf music hi karta hu, mujhe isme koi interest nahi, then you'll be shutting yourself actually from various possibilities of things which could make you happy creatively, which include music. Okay, so I will tell you, for example, I not only do music, which I do less of commercially now, but I also make loop libraries. I make plugins, jiske sare demos mujhe banane padte hain, and then I make all the sounds. And then I use all my gear to, make all the fabulous music that I can get to make and grow. So that music is what sells the plugin. So immediately I get this response that we heard your demo and we got your plugin. We heard this and we got that. So I'm like, so ye music sale hi hua, but it's just a different way, right? I mean, because I'm using my music to showcase, other technology that I'm building and stuff like that. But I am actually making that music, and that music impresses people, and then they go and buy my product. So it's like selling music. Instead of going and selling an arena where I have to perform live, which I am very uncomfortable doing that, so I don't get into that. So I found a way to survive making and doing what I want to do, and made a business out of it, which keeps me satisfied doing what I love, and it pays my bills, and it gives me a reason to keep going and doing new things because I'm encouraged, because succeeding. So in every way, yes, I'm doing music, but it's another way of presenting music, as construction kits and things. So that's how I've adapted to this change. I still make music. So yes, you don't have FL Studio course. See, we used to have Vishnu an FL Studio course earlier, but we don't have one now because we found that we are attracting the incorrect demographic. Means the kind of people we don't want at Beatfactory are the kind of people we're attracting, because FL basically starts with people who have either cracked copies of FL. I'm being very honest, brutally. So some people are going to mind what I'm going to say. But honestly, I think I should say it, is that these are people who are looking for a very cheap solution for everything. And they are hell-bent on, FL Studio. Now, FL Studio itself has lent itself to learning so much that most people who FL use karte have already figured out half of the things in it. So there's no value I'm providing. FL Studio is something everybody has. So by teaching in FL, I'm not actually adding any value. And when we did an experiment of opening that course, we just attracted that audience who was there, and we were not able to, build something more with them or give them something else, frankly, because they're just stuck in the FL world. So with us, with having Logic Live and all those other kind of things, see, they come on a Macintosh, they have a kind of world value in a separate kind of way. I'm not saying that FL is a bad software. It's very good. It's probably better than Logic. I don't know. I don't use it. But the fact is, the kind of people we're attracting is not the kind of people, who are suitable for Beatfactory. Because these are not the people who will be interested in analog gear, or these are not people, and I want to teach that. So my whole Beatfactory Academy is based around my highest excitement. Okay, I've never run a business working like, what do people want? Which is silly, right? I'd be like, I'm going to put myself and my flavor and my taste and what I do, and let's see who is interested in that. And merely somehow that works. So I really don't care about, so many people will come to you or so many. I really don't think, I never have thought like that. I've never made music like that. I have a lot of individuality. Like I feel I'm an individual and I need to express myself, and I stick with that. So that keeps me happy. That makes Beatfactory a very unique type of school. Otherwise, FL is something you learn everywhere, but you cannot learn Logic or Live or analog gear anywhere else in India better than VT. So I think they have a unique space there. Okay, long answer. Okay, how to find A&Rs in different labels. Go to labels, they'll be sitting in some office, that's how you find them. Is copywriting lyrics mandatory NOC agreement in terms of equivalent or not? There's simple ways of copywriting your things, I think, online, especially if you're using a PRS service, which is Performing Rights Society, and you upload your song or the name of the song or your lyric or whatever, it will be digitally registered, means it has a timestamp. So I'm not going to talk about it in detail, but you can figure out, it can be done digitally. That's it. It is not equivalent to NOC. NOC basically means that you work with somebody and they're giving you permission to use the work because you paid them. They will not give you the NOC unless you paid them. So yeah, if you're involved another person who's co-writing or co-producing or co-doing music with you, you will need an NOC in addition to registering whatever lyrics or music or whatever you're doing, because they must give you permission to use it, if you made some deal with them in some way. Okay, I'm pursuing PhD after MTech in biotechnology. Wow, am I the right to ask about? Okay, I always want to learn production. Earlier, didn't have enough money to get enrolled. Just to production. Now, any suggestion? That's an answer like only you can give. I mean, it's not something if you're asking me, isko karke job mil jayega and stuff like that. It ain't gonna happen. You'll have to find your path. It's very hard. Production is something you should know in your heart you want to do. If you want to do it, then obviously learning is better because it gets you there faster. If there's anything I want to teach myself today as a new skill, I will definitely do a course for it because it gets me to the correct data quicker than myself fumbling around and looking at Google. See, the problem with Google and all the free tutorials and things is that it's endless information. And half of that information might be valid or invalid completely. So unless you've got a guiding school or a guiding person or a guiding mentor or somebody you trust in or believe in or have faith in and has shown results, it's going to be difficult for you to navigate because you might learn 20 things which are unnecessary and which slow you down. So today, if you want to get to it with technology and everything coming up soon, it is good to take up a course from a good place, whether it's Beatfactory or any other place of your preference anywhere else in the world. You do that because it focuses you on what's latest, what is current, what is working, and what's the quickest way for you to get there with your intelligence. Rather than just having tons of, it's like having 1 million books. Are you going to read 1 million books and figure out what was useful to you? No. Because today it's available, and at my time there was no Beatfactory. If there was one, I would have gone to Beatfactory. Why would have I wasted my time so many years, trying to find the right gear? So many problems I had. I had nobody to answer. I used to go to people and they would just refuse me. I would say, I bought this keyboard. Can you help me out? These are professional people when I started. And they said, keyboard khareedne se kuch nahi hota. I'm like, I'm not saying that. I just wanted your help. Could you just tell me? And they would just blatantly close their doors. They just got pissed off with the fact that I bought a keyboard that they have. So that was the kind of attitude. So Beatfactory the whole thing is to create a community where people, like-minded people can come, share their thoughts, work with amazing faculty. Nothing works unless the faculty is amazing. And that is what I'm really proud of. Everybody working at Beatfactory is A+++ grade. So those are people who just don't go home. They carry your problems home. You can speak to them. You can talk to them. You can bring your tracks to Beatfactory, record your tracks at Beatfactory. You get like hundreds and thousands worth of audio gear in Delhi and Bombay to use for free. This stuff you can't buy, but you can come to Beatfactory and use it. So coming to a community with other people or learn something. Somebody else has EQ'd something in a certain way, or somebody created a harmony line, whether it's your teacher who taught you or whether it's a student. It's an interactive space. So unless you go to a space like that, you will not know where you belong. You have to belong. I mean, if you find a place of belonging, you go there, right? Like I hang out with a group of people here in Hollywood, and they're like-minded people, and they're very, very intelligent people. They're very, that's the community I hang out with. So I learn when I'm with people who are more intelligent than me, or people who are smarter than me, or studios who have something to show me. Even if it's one small thing, I will do that. I will go there. I will be part of that community because that helps me grow faster than fumbling around myself. So that's the basic. Where is the best sound engineering academy in India? Wow, anything but Beatfactory. When you're asking me, I'm the owner of Beatfactory. It's like going to like Mercedes and saying, which is the best car right now in the world? What is Mercedes people going to tell you? That why don't you go and buy a Porsche? I mean, that's the most stupid question anybody can ask. Anyway, definitely visit the branch. So I'm coming to Beatfactory Academy, but what? Canada, Toronto. I love Canada. I love Toronto. It's a place I have great friends. I love the the environment there, and I feel extremely at home. And I wish I could open Beatfactory there, maybe in the future. I get a lot of requests for Canada, especially also from my Indian community. So ho sakta hai. Tarun, yes, the fees is for the platinum producer is based in certain installments. You can ask about that. Satsrikal, he just stopping by and saying hello. Oh, Eddie, you have a 5-time Emmy Award winner on my feed. Like, how much better than that does that get? Like, so thank you so much, Eddie, for being on this feed. Thank you, hello. And we have to have lunch soon, and you also have to pop over to my place sometime. So I'm building a crazy compressor from Drip. I'm going to show you that in some time. Thanks so much. And yeah, I know you're a busy guy, so thanks for taking your break and saying hello here. Appreciate it so much. Okay. So in your status, you said that the Indian community don't support music industry. Do you think we need to do marketing for plugins or any other support? No, I don't think that it's a. I mean, I'm trying to say what you stated, but I'm saying it in one particular thing, and that is, you know, like I feel that immediately, if especially in our community in India, if you find that there's a fellow person doing something pretty cool, which is recognized internationally, people sometimes get upset about it rather than feeling that, oh wow, that's so cool, that's something, that's one of our own. That's the only problem I feel that I've seen in our community, and I'm not going to be diplomatic about it. It's pretty factual. Like there's so many professionals in Bombay who know me, who are on my Facebook, and they'll never share my plugin information ever. They'll talk about waves, they'll talk about sound toys, they'll talk about this, and they'll talk about that. And I'm not exactly making some stupid plugins, right? These are top selling plugins. I made all of this in LA from, you know, selling software and my music and stuff. So it's not like I'm making some cheap shit, right? I'm making some awesome stuff which the world is buying. So you have the courtesy of sharing that, which I see, of everybody else but me. Like you never want to show the world that there's an Indian guy also doing that. And that's stupid. I think that's really stupid. Promoting one of your own, where you pretend to be a friend, you pretend to be on my feed, and you know, you're a professional, and you can call me and message me and ask 20 things, but you'll never promote you know, something that's of your own. If somebody did that to me, I would promote it of my own. There's this gentleman, Mr. Rajendra, saying he is the only guy in India making hardware, and I appreciate him so much. I got him to our studio. We did master classes with him. He showed off his gear. We demoed his gear. We even filmed that. He was on Facebook. I promoted him, and he promoted me. He's the only gentleman I feel who was so proud when I made that 1176. He made me feel that I'm part of you know, some community in India where there are like-minded people, where there are people. But before that, nobody. And he's such an accomplished person. I'm nothing in front of him in electronics. Like I'm just, you know, I've done this in college, but I'm getting into it more seriously now. He's a professional making his own designs. I'm taking designs that others have made and I'm constructing them, putting them together. But hopefully I'll make my own design in the future, which I'm trying to do. But this gentleman was awesome. So I'll talk about him. Mr. Rajendra Singh, he's on my feed. Look him up. He's making his own preamps. He's making his own microphones. I'm going to do another post about him. But jab bhi wo karte hain, I share that post to all the people who reach it. So why is that not reciprocable, right? So that's important. It's important to reciprocate. I feel, I mean, I can't force anybody, but that just shows people's attitudes, that it's so hypocritical that they can, you know, promote any other company from the world, but not their own. So, I mean, I find that annoying. Anyway, that's okay. I know that I need them. India is not a significant market anyway. Okay, but Beatfactory, like I say, is 100% significant. People have come, made us successful. We've done 10 successful years of massive growth. Like, look where we started one stone. And look, like it's doing wonders for so many people who work with us. It's giving employment to so many people. It teaches so many people. So many people's careers have been made. So, you know, those are things which are progressive. So unless we leave that non-progressive behavior, trust me, that progressive thing will not come to you yourself. Because what you put out is what you get. If you're a non-progressive person, what are you expecting is going to be the result in your life? You know, do you think others, that energy doesn't travel far? It doesn't reach people and show them who you are. So if you have a great attitude, that's exactly what you're going to get back. And whatever I put out, I got back. So I feel that is definitely an equation that I can understand. Bollywood Maharaja is awesome. Thank you so much after listening to song content. Thanks, Sandeep, so much. Thanks for being a customer. Again, being Indian and purchasing. Thank you so much. Appreciate that so much. Okay. Exploring various AI technologies in music making. I'm honestly not interested in AI because I think that the human experience, whatever cuts out human experience, like playing a guitar, if a robot plays a guitar, how am I satisfied? Right? You can play any piece, but unless I've learned to play that piece, I'm not satisfied. Unless I play keyboards, I'm not satisfied. I'm not willing to share my gear with some AI. This stuff is procreation. This is not like for you know, for somebody else to play. This is for me. It's for my satisfaction. So letting AI do music, how does that satisfy me? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So maybe for teaching people in some aspect, cool, but I would prefer a traditional teacher. Okay, unrelated question. How many kgs you lost looking? No, it is just the angle of the camera. If I sit a certain way, I will start looking fat. If I come in front of you, see, I'll look fatter. If I go back like this, I look thinner. So I have not lost any kgs. I sit in the studio pretty much all day, every day, and I write music, and I write software stuff, and I market stuff, and do many things, build hardware, and a number of things. And somebody asked me, what do you do? It becomes a very difficult answer for me, So the question for me. Anyway, Sunny had said, hi Sunny, thank you so much. And Chicago, absolutely. Chicago is the place for funk music, which is my genre, the genre that I have another very dear friend, Aaron, who is in Chicago. So I would love to have something there. I didn't know you were interested in music writing, teachers. I don't know that you are interested in music, but if you are, for sure. So I think I have answered all the questions. Today's going to be a shorter session, so if there's anything else, please ask me. I know I go on a rant or a stream of thought and talk, and I sometimes skip on these questions. But if there are any more questions, I don't see any more coming. Maybe it's the internet, but I'm excited to come to Beatfactory this May. But there's no fixed date. So fixed date, please, and dates will come through. Okay, whether you register or whatever, I mean, you will get a date because that depends on the batches and batch dates for a later time. It will come. I mean, it's close by, I know, but the batch date is not going to be later than tomorrow or day after. It will be up. So rest assured, don't worry about it. We got you. We got your back. Beatfactory is not a place which you come in and you don't know what's going on. You will definitely know, for sure. Okay. Is that all? Let me see if I missed something. One before. I think I pretty much got everything till now. Any case, so that is that. No more questions? Yeah, thank you so much about Saibal. Isn't he amazing? He's great. Somebody is talking about faculty other than myself. Thank you for not talking about me and talking about people at Delhi who are so great, who are so shy, who don't come in the forefront, but they are amazing. See, so the faculty at Beatfactory is just fabulous. Unfortunately, it's not like मैं उनको दबा देता हूँ कि तुम मत आओ वीडियो में सिर्फ मैं आऊँगा. They're so shy, they refuse to make videos. Whether it's Ash or Saibal or Amit, I can keep throwing stuff at them, but they just don't make videos. They're very good in the classroom, but they do not want to do presentation because they basically उनको गालियाँ नहीं सुनना. गालियाँ सुनने के लिए मैं हूँ. I should be the face who should be applauded and also listen to all the negative stuff. So they don't want to get involved in that. How will a recording studio do in New Delhi? Well, New Delhi is a very, very prosperous place for anything audio. It has always been, and I don't care what anybody has told you. I've always succeeded in Delhi in every format. There's plenty of, because all that Punjab work comes to Delhi. Other states like UP or Noida and stuff like all that, Haryana and all where does it go? It comes to Delhi. So Delhi is an extremely prosperous place. The only thing is that just opening a studio and telling nobody about us is not going to get you any business. So putting your word out, what's unique about you, putting your mixes of sound or examples out there is, Vishal, what's going to get it and what's unique about it. So uniqueness, USP is always the key to making a mark in a certain space. Rev 2, Prashad, my experience was good, but I eventually sold it for one particular reason. And that it has too many controls, it's too complex. So I'm a very simple-minded guy. So I wanted a simpler synthesizer. So I went back to the OB6. Not because it's a sound problem or something, it's perfectly fine. That is just a Prophet 8, which is extremely versatile. You can do a million things in routings. But I wanted a simple, oscillator synth that did 6 voices and a basic architecture and the XMod, which is only on an SAM synth like OB6. So I'm particularly fond of that type of architecture. That's why I went for it. Now, see, there's another gentleman, Asher is the best. See, there you go. So that's all faculty from Beatfactory. And whoever's here on this feed who's thinking about joining Beatfactory, these are real students. This is not, I'm not on some other ID typing all of this. These are real students who are responding. And the response from you is what makes Beatfactory work. So please do be vocal about it. I'm so happy Anybody else wants to say some good stuff about teachers and anything particular they like, I would be happy to hear it. I'm also sitting here. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है to hear that you're being taken care of. Everything's going good for you. Although I get to know every day in the morning, but still, like you being vocal about it helps other people know what it really is. If you think other people are going to benefit coming here, please do be vocal about it. I would appreciate that. Thank you. There's no other job opportunities yet. Whatever's there is posted there usually on Beatfactory. So I don't personally take care of that. So asking me is pointless. It's better to be there or give a call. And usually it will be updated. There's another gentleman, Bharat, who updates our website. He's the guy. But don't take his number because already crying to me that people have taken his number and they're bombarding him. So I have to get him another phone now because everybody starts calling him up and like, Beatfactory is like literally nuts right now. Everybody's wants to come there. So it's very difficult for us to also manage a lot of things. So please leave poor Bharat alone and do not call him. Just write on the website. He will reply your support or the other people at Beatfactory will do that. Okay, so I have to get him. Mahaviji, see, Mahaviji is the most important people. Jo Delhi Beatfactory padhe, unko pata who is Mahaviji. Okay, there's no person who can not know who that gentleman is and not like him. So it's something which everybody grows fond of him. And he's one person and you realize why. So I'm not going to reveal that. You have to come to Beatfactory to experience that. Okay, reviews on Logic's new update. I have not updated Logic. Can you believe? You know why? Because I focus on making music. I don't focus on updating software, dude. I focus on what new chord I learned. I focus on which drum set I can buy now, or which guitar I can play, or which new instrument I can teach myself. So I don't really care about which update it is because I make my own software. So I make my own plugins. I care about those. I don't know what Logic update. It was already so superb. Logic already has everything which I need. So I really don't care. I used to be that guy who was updating his computers and his software like 5 years ago. I was that person. Now I just don't care. So because I want to focus on what's important, which is music. So finally I'm on that stream. देखा महावीर जी को सब याद करते हैं. Everybody recalls Mahavir ji. Nobody forgets about him. Okay, I might be getting a slower connection because this particular room has these double doors and they kind of seal out the Wi-Fi signal sometimes. My other computer has an Ethernet connection, but that does not have a camera, so I cannot use that one. I have to use this laptop. Okay, just a moment. Somebody is messaging me. I want to check. Well, that is a say. Okay. Okay, so now it's Bharat bothering me about uski morning ho gayi. So I'm on 2 times of work, right? I'm working India time and I'm working US time. So then you say, okay, why don't you do a song? This is why I cannot do a song. Because actually I was planning to do something when I come to India this time. But why I don't want to announce it is because I'm going to get a plethora of crap which is going to start knocking on my door. And without being disrespectful, that's just what it is. So to find just amazing artists with whom a great art can be created and marry my arrangement and compositional or production skills with some very fabulous artists is something I would love to do, but I want to work with only very fabulous artists. And they're not the kind I find on Facebook, unfortunately. Anyway, Mumbai, I will be there because if I'm coming June 11th, I will be in Mumbai. Second week around 25th, 26th, maybe 30th of June, I will be in Mumbai to do the workshops. As advanced mixing available in Platinum Producer. It is a separate course in addition to Platinum Producer. So you can add on that course. I suggest speaking with our staff. They will tell you how that can be done. You can add that on, of course. What else? Anything else? Look at that guy right here. This guy. This is this. I really didn't think that the smoke synthesizer was going to change my life the way it has. I thought it's an expensive thing, but I have to have a Moog. And I always wanted the Model D and I wanted the original because it has 3 oscillators. And it has, the original waveforms have such a bite and the filters is fabulous, which is not there in the newer synths. They have a darker filter, which is not a bad thing. They're all great synths, I'm not saying that. But I wanted a brighter bite, the kind I heard on old funk records. Also, being a funk producer, this is a keyboard you cannot skip. I mean, you're going to have a more baseline. Because all keyboards are great, but they can't really do what this does. And it has a very distinctly different sound. It's not like, oh, it's close and I was able to get close to the sound. It has a very distinctly different sound. Even I didn't believe it till I got it and I played it and I heard it. And there's a reason, like I said, why people buy this guy. So this thing has a specific sound for bass and leads and certain, and it's so quick. Like, can you imagine? Like, this has no way to save presets at all. The synthesizer. Let's have a look here. So luckily I have this thingy which kind of bends on. And if you look at the synth here, this guy has no preset saving. It's completely analog. It's got no digital storing facility or anything of the sort. Okay, but everything you want to do, there are no pages. Everything is hands-on. There's a knob for everything, and you can really sculpt sound so quickly that I realize why it's so intuitive. Like why people are using it is because it lends itself to be played. It lends itself to make magic, really. So on the back there, there's an 1176, that blue stripe that you see over there, which I hand built myself, and there's another kind of satisfaction. Okay, somebody's asking me which studio monitors are you using. I'm using Genelec 5030s, which are not very big. I used to have the 8030s. I used to have the 8050s, which I have in Delhi also. I'll soon be replacing these with the Adam S2Vs or the S3H, one of these two. The S3H are too big for my room because they might create a lot of sound, which I don't really need that kind of power. So I will be replacing them with Adams just for a little more detail. But for me, Genelec, correct. Like, I mean, I could blindly mix something. But then again, that's me. It's not necessary that somebody else would be like that or enjoy this music. If you have Yamahas, I'm telling you, those are good. If you have Personas, those are great. If you have KRKs, those are excellent. At this point in time, even the cheaper speakers, they sound really good. Okay. So more important is your room, you know, where you place them and those kind of things. Yes, monitor burn-in is definitely required. You need to put in at least 24, 30, 60 hours of music in it before it starts sounding its real thing. The burn-in is important, yes. Head audio, I have not heard of that. Or maybe I have, but I'm not very sure about this. Okay. Right. Anything else? Nothing else. Reviews about Audient sound card. I haven't used it, so I cannot say. But Audient as a company, as a British company, I know that anything that British people do also is as good as anyone else. So I'm sure it is good. JBL LSR series. I'm not a review guy anymore. I don't really use JBL. To me, JBL, to my ears, I mean, like I said, some people love it. Let me not dissuade you from something which might be great for you, maybe. For me, I'm not. Like I said, I don't listen to anything except I'll listen on Genelec or Adams. These are the only two speakers I trust. For mine, because I've used both of them, I'm used to listening on them. That is a bigger reason. How's life as a DJ in Canada? I have not lived in Canada and I've not been a DJ. So I'm the wrong person to ask that question. Is it okay to give priority? Although there's a very cool gentleman here, his name is Spencer. And he might answer this question as to if it's a good idea. We need to play some specific noise while burning or anything. Manveen, no, you can just play regular music. It should have full frequency response. The best way to burn in the speakers without disturbing time is to take one speaker and place it against each other, where the playing side are both facing each other and closed into each other. Then you do one thing, you invert the phase of one speaker and you can play music in which one track is on a positive phase and the other on the left and right, the one is on a negative, so they cancel out. And उसको जोर से साथ में करते तो घर में कोई आवाज भी नहीं आएगी, but they will be playing it to burn in. ये बड़ी special trick है, which I've used earlier with focal monitors, which I hated even after the burn in that threw them out of my studio. Complete bunch of crap. I don't know how people are praising that monitor. And focals are the worst monitors, honestly, in my opinion, in my hearing, understanding of listening is complete trash. I do not know how they've made it so big. Absolutely garbage. So, but in burning them, I realized that because I didn't want to listen on them, I was so upset with how they sounded. And I put them together, inverted the phase of one of the channels and played them. So no audio was happening because audio is cancelling out. but they are playing. So you can just leave them out at night with full volume, placing each other so they cancel out, but you burn them. Taran, you're willing to use BeatSkills plugin? चलो हमने कोई तो बंदा पकड़ा जो BeatSkills plugin use करेगा. Look at this gentleman. I'm willingly. Oh, you're willingly to use BeatSkills. I don't understand that. You're willing to use them means like I'm forcing you, but you are willing to do that, or on your own you are happy to maybe try them out. If you're happy to try them out, that's cool. If you're willing to use them, it sounds more like I'm forcing everybody. Now finally एक बंदा मेरा कहेगा चलो I'm willing to use them. चलो मैं इस्तेमाल करूँगा कोई बात नहीं चलो आप पे तरस खाते. So that you might not have meant it that way, but I have a sense of humor, so I'll pick on that and make fun. Do not take that. UAD behind me, that lovely UAD is going to be thrown out of my studio very soon because I'm getting high grade converters because I'm buying a lot of analog. So, hi Gaurav, how are you? I'm singing Sing from Tushar. क्या बात है कि नाम देखो कितना सही है, Singing Sing. That's good, Simrat. Not making fun of you. I mean, I find it amusing. It's a nice name. From Doordarshan, okay, have you recognized me? सिमरत, अगर आपका कोई और नाम है ओरिजिनली तो फिर मैं आपको रिकॉग्नाइज कर लूंगा. अगर आपका नाम सिंगिंग सिंग है तो मैं रिकॉग्नाइज करूंगा. बालकृष्ण जी के साथ अगर आप आए थे तो फिर मैं आपको डेफिनेटली, इफ यू आर द सेम जेंटलमैन, यू आर द ओनली, देन यू आर द ओनली पर्सन दैट आई नो फ्रॉम दूरदर्शन. अगर आप बालकृष्ण जी के साथ आए थे देन यू आर द सेम पर्सन. सर बीट फैक्ट्री दिल्ली को भी अपग्रेड कर दो. बीट फैक्ट्री दिल्ली सुपर अपग्रेड हो चुकी है. उसके अंदर अभी नए प्रीएम्प्स मैंने आज ही भेजे हैं. फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन इज स्कैनिंग देयर. We've got 2 mastering compressors, 2 EQs there. We've got a huge console. We've got a Channel X. What more upgrading do you need? You've got a PCM81 there, an SD 330. The maximum amount of outboard gear is now at Beatfactory Delhi. And more has gone there. And still more is going there. So, it is absolutely upgraded. What's your opinion about SonarWorks sound calibration technology? Never tried it, honestly. I don't know. I don't care about calibration so much. I've got out of that very technical space, yet I'm in that technical space a lot. So in some spaces, I've got out of that technical thing completely. Like about calibrating rooms very detailed and all, I'm not that guy anymore. Because it takes a lot of my time and I have only enough time to make music. So I'm like, you know what, this is good enough. I'm going ahead. So not discouraging you, but I honestly don't know about that calibration technology. Hence, I cannot voice an opinion on it. Anything else? No? Okay, so like I said, this is going to be like a short session. So how to mix bad vocals? Actually, you should mix them anyway, right? Since they're going to sound bad anyway, no matter how much you put lipstick on a pig, what it will be? It will still be a pig. So how to mix good vocals would have been a more valid question. Bad vocals, how will you mix them? The song is not going to sound good, right? Bavaria. Oh yeah, I remember. Long time ago. Yes. Like I said, Balkishan ji, you came with Balkishan ji, so I do remember. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can actually master song with headphones, and they're not lying here because I took them upstairs. The Sennheiser HD Pro something, I don't forget the name. They're not very expensive headphones. I really like them. Cool. So I think we'll end the session here today. It's a very quick session. I just wanted to come aboard and see. Also, before I go, I wanted to mention for those who wanted to come to Beatfactory also, that we're running the biggest discount of the season. So May 31st se pehle, if you want to come to Beatfactory, that is, if it's something you want to do. I'm not forcing you. If you're willingly coming to Beatfactory, we are not forcing you to come to Beatfactory, then you can avail of a very awesome offer we're having because of our 10th anniversary this year, which is that the Platinum Producer course will be at 30% off. The other courses, some other combo courses will be 25% off. And then the single modules, which are the single courses, will be 15% off. So it's a great time to come and actually take advantage of prices because usually we don't give these kind of discounts. Okay, so if you wanted to join even up to December, say you wanted to join this December batch this year, or even October or September, much later than May, there's no problem. You can register for those batches now, but attend when you want to attend. Okay. The other thing is that seats in Delhi and Mumbai go very quick. Now, this is what I tell people. People tell me, okay, I want to join. and or that's what my staff tells me actually. I don't communicate that much personally anymore, but is that now this person is eating my head because he wanted to come, but he didn't come. So seats actually do fill out really fast, as most people in Beatfactory know. It's always packed in Delhi and in Bombay. So if you make that decision, being an early bird is something, that's why we have the May deadline. You know why we have that? Because by that time, up to December, everything much before that actually will get filled up. So it's not like I can run this discount till December and people will come in December. No, that does not happen. People come now and they want to book their seats up to December. So this is not something I've devised. It's something I have to do to give the early birds a chance. Otherwise, I get all these complaints that, you know, we didn't get a seat. This did not happen. Now, where else will I go? I do not want to study from somewhere else. And how bad, imagine that makes me feel. That I have to refuse somebody because we physically do not have the space or the capacity in either of the academies to accommodate more than a certain amount of people. And that's why it's a closed course. And that is why it's a good course, because there are limited people and there is a perfect amount of teacher to student ratio, which works perfectly. So I don't touch that ratio by adding more seats. So if you decide and you want to avail of the discount, this is like a place where you go in the morning, they have all those samosas and they're gone by the afternoon. So if you're going to come the next day expecting those samosas, it's not going to be there. So if you want to do that, do it now. If you're thinking about it, willingly. I'm not forcing you. Okay, so like the gentleman said, I'm willing to use your plugins. So found somebody to use that. Anyway, so thank you guys for any chance possible to mix mobile recording vocals? Huh? Oh, you mean a phone? Yeah, you can. There are tricks. You can hide it in a track with a lot of heavy arrangement and filter it down and use it like an effect, or depends on the quality of the recording. I am coming to India, like I said, in June, but I'll be doing 2-3 workshops. So if you want to attend. Okay, so I think that's about it. We will catch you guys some other time. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Enjoy your Saturday. Don't waste it on me sitting in my little closed space and watching these lights and tubes and valves glow. Go out there, play football, play cricket, make your day worthy. No need to waste more than required time with me. Good luck to you guys with all your endeavors. Like I always say, I believe that anything you set your mind to, anything that you want to do and progressively want, the things to make that happen do come up, they show up. Just patience is very important. Okay, so patience is everything. If you want to learn keyboards, you're not going to become a maestro in a day. It takes time, but not expecting that is the first thing you have to understand. And even the little by little that you grow in, that is important. Same as with production, same as with mixing and mastering. These are not things which happen overnight. They take years and years of practice. But of course, learning from a teacher, learning from any kind of an app or a tutorial or something is always helpful, because it puts you in the right stream and doesn't put you to wrong practices, which will be very difficult to get rid of, wrong habits in music, which are difficult to get rid of, which limit you. So, Prashad, yeah, likewise, do pop over at any point in time. Thank you for your time of come and giving your Saturday morning, which is a holiday. And yeah, go enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.